love how you said something like your career with all your projects is like juggling a couple of boyfriends.
Yeah, it is, because everything requires a different part of me.
So how's each boyfriend doing?
Well, my main boyfriend right now is definitely my book tour.
Right.
So I'm traveling a lot. So everything is focused on the book tours. I haven't really done much stand-up in like the past 3 weeks.
Okay.
And I've been doing Two Dope Queen stuff. I'm flying back to do a couple of shows next week, and then I'm leaving town again. So I'm making time for that. Boy, that feels like my mistress right now. Where I'm like, oh, I got you, baby. I'm gonna still come see you. Here's some flowers. Don't be mad.
Don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Right. Congrats on the book.
Thank you.
Was the book always something you wanted to do?
Yeah, I always wanted to write a book, and when I graduated, because I studied screenwriting at Pratt Institute in Brooklyn, and then when I graduated, I was like, oh, I guess I'll just focus on working at a film company and going through like the producer route. And then I realized I missed writing, so then I got back into writing and started blogging in 2012. And I was like, oh yeah, I think I do definitely want to do a book.
Okay.
And so 2 years later, my now lit agent emailed me, and it was just like, oh, this is a sign, because I was so close to quitting in 2014.
Quitting what?
Comedy.
Really?
Yeah. I couldn't book anything, and it was just really hard, and I was really broke, and it was tough.
Thank goodness you didn't quit.
Yeah, I know.
Is comedy something you think you can learn in a class?
I mean, I started out 8 years ago. I just took a class on a whim at Caroline's, but I never thought I was gonna ever be a stand-up comedian. So this is all very like happy surprise. But yeah, I think they just kind of teach you the basics of like standing on stage and not freaking out. And I think you do have to have some natural ability, but I feel like everyone kind of sucks in the beginning at stand-up for the most part. And then you just slowly get better and better and better. So I feel like you can definitely learn it, but you can kind of tell the people who are very natural at it, and sometimes people have to work at it, but it's still, I think you can learn.
Would you consider yourself someone who has to work at it?
I think I always had like natural stage presence. Like that was never my problem. I think it was just more like being confident, because it's a very male dominated industry. And I used to be in my head a lot about like doing shows in front of, like doing spots in front of certain guys, and like feeling stressed out. If I did well, I felt weird. If I did badly, I felt weird. So there was a lot of like, I had to really get out of my head. It took me a really long time to do that. So that I think has been the hardest thing for me to overcome.
How were you overcoming it?
I think it's just like the more you do it, I think in the beginning it's very scary, and I think, everyone underestimates you if you're a woman. They're like, oh, you're not going to be funny, or they don't take you as seriously, and so you just really have to like work really hard and just kind of prove yourself. And then you get to a place, I feel like a lot of my comedy friends now, you say like around like year 8, between year 8 and 10, you just kind of go, fuck it. Like, I don't care. I'm good.
Right.
I don't, so you get to that place where you just stop being so worried all the time. You really enjoy it. You're like, I'm doing this for me, and I don't give a crap if this guy over there doesn't think I'm funny.
Sure.
So I think there's a lot of perseverance. There's a lot of, talking with your girlfriends, other comics, and just being like, yo, am I crazy? And they're all like, no, we went through it too, so that helps.
Right.
Yeah.
Like along the way, people were encouraging you that you were funny along the way.
Yeah, they're definitely, I don't want to paint it as like everyone thought I was terrible,
Right.
and I was just like in my room writing jokes. But no, I definitely had people who were encouraging. But like when I did Seth Meyers last year, so that was year 7. And that was because I really want to do a late night set. I think like every stand-up comedian wants to do that, because it's the whole Johnny Carson tradition. Sure. And when I did that, I definitely was like, okay, I got this stamp of approval, like, I'm funny.
Yeah.
A bunch of people saw it, so it felt really cool. Yeah.
Were you nervous before that?
I always get really nervous before shows. I'm always kind of like, why do I do this? This is the worst. Can I bail? But Seth was so great. He like came backstage, and I brought a bunch of my friends to the green room, like the maximum amount of people you could bring. It was like a little Wayne, like just hanging out in the back. And he was so sweet. He like talked to all my friends, and it was really nice. I was like, I'm so happy you're here. And then he left, and I was like, oh, I should have gotten a picture with him. So when the writers like tracked him down, and he was like, yeah, let's just do a group selfie with your friends.
Oh my God.
And so he just really put me at ease, because he was like, yeah, this is great. This is a party. He's like, you should have fun. So just go out there and kick butt. And then I had a great time, and it gave me the confidence to be like, he thinks I'm funny and I'm going to do a good job, so it's
Yeah,
cool.
at that point.
Yeah, yeah. But it was definitely like, you know, when he introduces you, you're kind of like, and then they open the curtains and you just gotta walk. So,
Yeah. Did you get lots of no's from so-called gatekeepers, I guess?
yeah, actually, like you go on auditions, you don't get a call back, or like, you know, you send out like a writing packet. I think I submitted to write for SNL like 3 years in a row, didn't hear anything, and just a lot
Yeah.
of that kind of stuff. And so you kind of go, okay, I can keep trying to fit within what I think someone else wants, or I can also maybe keep going off for auditions, but then also do my own things that make me happy.
Yeah.
Which is how, you know, Two Dope Queens started, and the blog started, and stand-up originally started. So yeah.
What's the biggest then risk you've taken?
When I quit my day job in 2013 to work on this pilot for VH1. The show didn't end up happening, so I just was like, all right, well, I guess I'm just gonna have to freelance and figure out how I'm gonna make money. And that was that's why 2014 I was like, I don't know if I can do this. It was just a very hard year of just like the
Yeah.
whole year I was really struggling to like make ends meet.
Wait, what was the full-time job then?
Oh yeah, I was an admin assistant at an internet company. So
Oh.
I just like assisted a couple of lawyers, and then I was just freelance writing. So I was like doing TV recaps and like doing like random web shoots that pay like $500 and just kind of scraping together my rent every month.
Trying to like do
Yeah.
something creative while having a full-time job.
Yeah.
What's the craziest thing that you did, like, to save money?
I do a lot of couch surfing, and like now I
Oh.
finally will like stay in a hotel, but like for the longest time whenever I would go on the road I would just stay on a person's couch.
Yeah.
Because it's so, and I would take a bus. Like Boston was like always like, you know, what was it, Megabus? Which is fine, but it's like you don't, at a certain point you're like, I'm tired of taking Megabus. So now if I like travel, like I will like take the train, I'll take like Amtrak, like business class.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm like, hello, fancy.
Yeah. I haven't upgraded to Amtrak business class yet.
It's like every once in a while. It's
Right.
not like every time.
Is it
It's
worth
just
it?
like very quiet, so like you can just sleep or you can read, you can get work done, and like when I was working on my book, I went upstate, so I just took the train, and it was like really nice, and I was like, oh, this is how I should travel when I go near places instead
Yeah,
of taking the bus.
totally.
Yeah. No, should we just down these real quick? Just kidding. I'm not gonna do that.